In the early 1800s, the majority of people in Mexico or New Spain were under the power of the white Spanish elite, or Peninsulares. The Peninsulares were people who were born in Spain living in the colonies. Underneath the Peninsulares were Creoles. Creoles were Spanish but were born in the colonies. Lower than the Creoles were mestizos and mulattoes. Mestizos had both Spanish and Native American parents, while mulattoes had Spanish and African parents. At the bottom of the social hierarchy were Native Americans and Africans, both of which were typically enslaved. Aside from the Peninsulares, most people in Mexico didn't have a voice, and they wanted this to change. In 1808, French military leader Napoleon Bonaparte invaded Spain as part of the Napoleonic Wars. Bonaparte put his brother Joseph Bonaparte on the Spanish throne, replacing King Ferdinand VII. The establishment of a new king led to much confusion and caused a power vacuum in Spanish colonies. This gave already upset people in the Americas the perfect opportunity to start a revolution. The Mexican independence movement occurred in waves. The first wave was started by a Roman Catholic priest by the name of Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla. Hidalgo felt very strongly about the oppression of mestizos and the indigenous population. He was inspired by the Enlightenment ideas that had spread to the colonies from Europe, and on September 16, 1810, he ignited the revolution with El Grito de Dolores, or the Cry of Dolores. Hidalgo spoke to his parishioners, encouraging them to revolt against the Spanish. In addition, he emphasized his belief that the caste system, or the social hierarchy, should be eradicated. From San Miguel, Hidalgo and his growing army of 80,000 men went to the capital, capturing Guanajuato and other major cities on the way. But once they arrived, Hidalgo hesitated, and the opportunity to strike was gone.
We want independence, and no tributes, and everyone should be treated equal under God's name. No caste system. And the crown should be abolished for good. The crown should be abolished.
Hidalgo was captured, and in March of 1811, he was executed, and his head was placed on a spike for 10 years as a reminder to anyone who thought to start up the revolution again. After Hidalgo's attempts to revolt failed, the social classes became even more divided, further delaying Mexican independence. However, there was still hope. In late 1811, another priest, José María Morelos, started the second wave of the independence movement. In 1812, he led an army of about 9,000 people, mostly made up of mestizos, and together they surrounded and captured Acapulco. Between 1812 and 1815, they took control over most of southwest Mexico, including Acapulco, Oaxaca, Tehuacan, and Cuautla. Morelos eventually started to use guerrilla-style tactics to handle control over the large region. In 1813, Morelos called for the Congress of Chilpancingo to draft a constitution and form a proper government. In November, they officially declared independence from Spain, and in October of 1814, the official constitution was released. The constitution made sure to include multiple progressive reforms, such as land redistribution, abolition of the tribute system, abolition of slavery, and an end to mestizo and Amerindian discrimination. While the Congress was safe from the Royalists because of Morelos' army, Morelos himself was not. He was captured, and on December 22, 1815, he was executed. The execution of Morelos didn't make the revolution come to a halt like the execution of Hidalgo did. Support had increased for Morelos' constitution as a result of continued oppression from the Spanish government. Spain's control over the Mexican colony seemed insignificant and useless when considering Mexico's economy and society. On top of everything else, Spain's legislative branch, the Spanish Cortes, established various anti-clerical policies that upset many Mexican Catholics. Growing frustration eventually caused a man named Agustín de Iturbide, a royalist, to ally with Vicente Guerrero, a liberal, and write the Plan of Iguala, a sort of agreement between the classes on Mexico's independence. The plan included three main guarantees. 1. That Roman Catholicism would be the one and the only official religion. 2. That Mexico would be an independent nation from any foreign power, including Spain. And 3. That equality would be given to all people living in the new nation, regardless of their status or their ethnic background. The plan also said that the new nation would be a constitutional monarchy under Ferdinand VII or another ruler who would have to govern in Mexico City. On August 21, 1821, the Treaty of Corbata was signed, officially ending New Spain's dependence on Old Spain and making it the Mexican Empire. However, this empire was short-lived. Iturbide ended up becoming president before being named Emperor Augustine by military groups. Still, his use of power was not accepted by civilians, and in 1822, less than a year after being made emperor, rebel leader General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna declared that Mexico should be a republic and forced Augustine to abdicate. It wasn't until 1824 that Mexico officially became a republic.
Spain is no longer fit to rule us. We have the ability to choose how we are ruled.
Yeah!
We must become our own republic. Our new republic will be one of equality and justice. We will abolish the casta system.
Yeah!
We are not merely Creoles and Peninsulares, mestizos and mulattoes. We are not merely levels of a social class. We are Americans.
Yeah!
And we will have no slaves. We will own the land we work. We will make this new republic by the people and for the people.
Yeah!
We are not merely Creoles and Peninsulares, mestizos. Yeah! I'm so sorry. We will have no slaves. We will. Just, I'll edit it.
3, 2.